Why is Donald Trump not being hurt by the dust-up he's had with Fox News? And what do you make of his presence in this Republican field?
Well, people sure hear this guy. And in the same way they hear Bernie Sanders, these guys don't talk, quote, like politicians talk.
They're not owned by anybody.
Yep, they're not owned by anybody. Well, consider the irony. Look at all this dough that Jeb Bush has raised. What was it, $114 million on
He's
the
wallpaper. Yeah.
And what if this was the election cycle when the guy with the most money didn't automatically win? This has always been the mother's milk. You got to have a ground team in place. You got to buy a lot of TV commercials. What if Donald Trump, ironically the richest guy in the race, didn't even have to spend his money because of all the earned media he gets every time he opens his mouth? It's a great show, and bear in mind, it is a show, but as the Donald himself said, you don't think 24 million people tuned into that debate to see Jeb Bush, do you?
Now, he has a media moxie about him that is unparalleled to the rest of the candidates.
Sure does.
He understands what plays. He understands what gets picked up. He understands what's going to be repeated. And he understands how to gather the attention of media people. It's an uncanny ability he has. And I don't know if anybody's going to be able to break through it, because at the end of the day, he's a conservative, and he's going to be just as conservative as anybody else. He's a Wall Streeter.
Well, he's got Roger Ailes calling him to kiss and make up. And I watched that press conference he did last night in Michigan, and it's uncanny how he controls the dialogue. He'll call on a reporter. The reporter will ask a probing question. He'll give him a snappy answer and then turn to someone else. Nobody pins him down on anything, and the guy speaks in bumper sticker length sound bites.
And here is the sound bite you're talking about. At the event in Michigan on Tuesday, Donald Trump says this about Bush, Hillary Clinton, Rand Paul, and, of course, the guy who's not showing anything in the polls, and that's Lindsey Graham.
Jeb Bush or Hillary or one of these politicians, all talk, no action. We need energy. We need tone, tone. Now it's Rand Paul. Do you believe it? He's the new one. I said, Rand, I've had you up to here. I've had you up to here. Lindsey Graham is at zero. Legitimately, I saw it on television. Zero. These stiffs, these politicians, they're stiffs.
There is that straight talk that is appealing.
Yeah, utterly unfiltered, unedited. You know the word he uses against Jeb Bush that really seems to resonate? He keeps calling him weak. He's weak.
Yeah.
And and if you want to join the Donald Trump drinking game, knock back a shot every time he says disaster. You'll be hammered in no time, but everything's a disaster. And people hear that. I think this is going to be like the Watergate class of 74, where incumbents got turned out in droves because we were angry about Richard Nixon, and it was the biggest Democratic wave anybody could remember. This could be another anti-incumbent wave where incumbents of either party may be endangered because of the plain talk we're hearing from Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. It cuts through the clutter.
And what's interesting, as we close this segment, it appears that Donald Trump doesn't need the former kingmaker, Rush Limbaugh.
How about that? And before we go, a word about President Jimmy Carter. We're really sad to hear today about his cancer having spread. Here's a guy who never lied to us, never fired a shot, and helped poor people build housing. God bless Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. Holland, great to have you with us, and thank you for that comment. It is so apropos and so spot on. Thanks so much.
Pal. Hugs.
All right.
Wendy.
You bet. Media consultant Holland Cook with us here on the Ed Schultz Internet broadcast. Ed Schultz News and Commentary available to this website, WeGotEd.com, RawStory.com, and RingOfFireRadio.com. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this production. We're back tomorrow.